This museum is giving me major DMT flashbacks. I've only done DMT once a few months ago, and I literally feel like I'm inside there still. It's made me realise, is a better way to articulate what I saw the first time I took it. Is I described it. The first time I took DMT is I smoked it. Right, I took like 2 hits of like some Chango with Mr. Nature and Miss Sunshine. And everything, my visual field became like pixelated, but it wasn't squares, it was circles. The circles kind of grew in intensity, and before I knew it, I literally shot out of my body, and it was like... I won't tell the whole DMT trip report here, because I could go into much more detail, but the first thing that happened as soon as I shot away into DMT hyperspace is... The way that I used to describe it before being confronted with these hieroglyphics is the best way I could think to describe it was like, you know, on the keyboard obviously you got the individual characters like the alphabet, just letters, which hieroglyphics essentially are. I just didn't have the best articulation at the time, like I just didn't think of the word hieroglyphics, but yeah, like as soon as I shot out my body and the DMT hit me, the first thing that happened was one at a time, I got hit with symbols. Very, very simple symbols, as if looking at individual keyboard keys. Except it wasn't A, B, C, D, E, F, G, it was symbols. So it was one symbol at a time. Very simple. It was just like a cross. I remember a cross very vividly, and then maybe like something similar to like the Star of David or something. And then it was like one at a time. Very simple symbols, and yeah, that's the way that I would describe it before. But now that I've come to this museum and I'm looking at all this madness that is basically giving me DMT flashbacks. Like I literally feel like I'm like in the DMT realm. Now it's made me realise that there's a much easier way to articulate it. Is what I really saw the first time I blew away on psychedelics. I saw hieroglyphics one at a time. Stuff like that. So it would go bang, and then it would go bang, one at a time, and yeah, it was like flashing right in front of my face, like and then more stuff happened. I like got punched in the head. I got punched in the nose by like a triangle in the middle of nowhere in empty space, and it was literally like getting punched by God, and it was over before I could even it ended like just as quick as it began. Like as soon as it was so shocking. I was not prepared for it at all. Somewhat similar to like breath work. It's scary how far out you go, and you're never ready for it. Oh, this is what I was trying to start it with this. I was looking for this. That's the third eye, isn't it, supposedly, like the pineal gland? I was looking for this before I pressed record, because I wanted to start it with this symbol, but I couldn't find it, so I just used the cross instead, if you saw that. It's like that Jesus cross, I think, or whatever it is, that one there. So yeah, I saw things like that, like, I don't know if it was exactly hieroglyphics, but it was very, very similar. I was just seeing individual letters of an alphabet of some description. But yeah, so I was thinking earlier, if I was on psychedelics in this place, I would be so gassed. But the breath is a psychedelic, and you are the psychedelic, so... But yeah, it's a free museum in Oxford, and I just walked in here. I've been in here before, but it's super interesting to me. Like, check out a song by Mr. Traumatic called Alchemist, and he says, ancient human beings were more advanced. That's probably evident. They build structures using 20-ton bricks, no wobbly measurements. Every ancient megastructure, that's concrete evidence. Where's that picture? Like, yeah, this one here. It's blowing my mind. Like, I'm connecting on some deep metaphysical level while I'm in here. Like, I didn't expect this museum to be such a trance for me. But I'm just looking at this shit and I'm like, excuse me, bro? Excuse me? And I know that all of this is already out there and you can go and research all of this, but it's like, there's a deep connection I feel like I've neglected. Where, like, I just come in this museum on a whim. This was not the reason I come to Oxford today. I just walked in here as I walked past it, and I thought, oh, let's go in here. I ain't been in here for probably a few years. I have not been in here since my major awakenings, that's for sure, and my major psychedelic breakthroughs. Yeah, I'm walking around here and I'm thinking like that it's on a vibration level. Where what I mean is that, yeah, I feel it when I go into museums. Like, there will be like a huge block of granite or something, like I can just sit with this cube of vibration, and like you can meditate with it. Where like I could sit in here and like meditate on these for hours, and it's almost like I'm feeding off of it. So I sound like a psychopath right now, but what I mean is it's like Mr. Traumatic says, he goes, don't ask me where I've been tonight. I've been meditating with phenokite. I looked within, I've seen the light. Now I'm just given a bit deep insight. You need to look deep inside. The knowledge is in your DNA. I'm not strange. I've just changed. This world works in a weird way. And it's that. It's when you like, so meditating with the frequency of crystals and matter, basically, like things like stone and that. Obviously, this is like some sacred stuff here, so it's not like it's just like some like Babylon concrete, you know. But there's different frequencies. Everything is frequency and vibration, literally. Like Alan Watts says, he's like it's the whole way through or something. How did I think of describing it the other day? What was it? I really came to a deep understanding of that recently. About how everything is about vibration and frequency. Oh yeah, I know how it's because I was speaking recently on how the present moment is electric. Notice how right now everything it's almost like burning. Even if it's freezing cold, it's still electric. Like, it don't matter. I got that from Yogananda. I heard it a long time ago, but I was meditating on it. Sorry, I'll do a better job with these visuals, and I've got a lot to say in a second, I'll show you. But I was meditating on, or I realised, and then I recalled what I heard from Yogananda, and he was saying how, say, if he is confronted with cold or heat, if he was in the freezing cold, in his own mind, he can recontextualize it or see it directly as not cold or heat. It's not dualistic, but it's simply all the same thing. It is divine electric. It's like you're plugged into like the infinite power source at the center of the universe, and it's like this burning like vibration that never ends, and that is basically what God is. And I say that because everything is burning and fizzling and vibrating on a different frequency and vibration, and you can feel it, especially with psychedelics. Everything is like literally made out of pure, it's like literally pure electric. Like the whole thing is, when you take into account the neurons of the brain, etc. You know, it's all happening in the human brain, that they say, to an extent. So even from that material paradigm, the outside world is constructed inside. We've got some more third eyes right there. But yeah, what's mad to me is like none of these people in here, like I bet none of these men barely even know about dimethyltryptamine. And why am I saying a lot that I'm saying? Yeah, here's a very good point. Okay, and yeah, I know a lot of this is out there, and a lot of you have already connected with this stuff a lot deeper in the past. This is one of the first times I'm really like, I mean, of course I've thought about it in the past, but it's like, it actually is like blowing my mind. It's like, I know that Babylon is full of shit, and there's like different ages, and basically what I'm saying is, so think about it, even if these people were less advanced, supposedly, right, back in the day, if they were more primal, right, as, which I'm not really, like, you know, look at their architecture and that, they're clearly, like, sick as fuck, but what I'm saying is, there's some more third eyes there, basically, these people, like, they might not have had digital technology and all this wireless madness, but they would have had magic mushrooms and things of that nature. They would have had plants growing all around, and there's no doubt in my mind that these people would definitely experiment with some of the plants that are growing locally, 100%. Magic mushrooms in England are absolutely abundant for about a quarter of the year, and then like nature is drenched in DMT or dimethyltryptamine. So what I am like coming conscious of here is these folk would have maybe not had next level technological advancement with all this digital stuff, right? But they would have had access to these plants, and like this is so important. Like, think about a primal, tribal, early, somewhat underdeveloped, like prehistoric time that supposedly our culture sells this culture as to us, where like I don't buy for a second that these people were like stupid and caveman and like I brought up that traumatic lyric that says ancient human beings were more advanced. That's probably evident. They build structures using 20-ton bricks, no wobbly measurements. So like these men, they could have been sat around in their stone house or whatever the fuck. They're in a cave, primal, and also take into account that they would be born with no explanation in terms of like where it's like, think about it, you don't get born into a culture that hands you fucking thousands and millennia of textbooks that explain, oh, you're just some bacteria on a rock, this is why you exist. It's like these days you literally have like an entire like mandated education system that tells you the origin of the universe. It's like, this is how you got here, you were just some bacteria on a rock. But like if you were born like, you know what I mean, if you like spawned in like some like ancestral cave like of like the the ancestors, it's like it's the mystery would be so much more obvious. And that's what Babylon is. Babylon is trying to suppress that. It's definitely spiritual warfare. I know that for absolute certain. There's literally like demons and like parasitical archons and shit, no doubt. No doubt, I know it is. It's insane how deep it goes, because most people are just radically indoctrinated. But anyway, sorry if I'm doing a shit job at the visuals right now, to be honest. I'll get moving. I'll show you some other shit. But I just want to finish this point about the DMT. So like these men, they might have been sat around in some like stone pyramid, and that might not seem that advanced to you, but these men would have had access to psychedelics, maybe as a food source because of how abundant magic mushrooms are and things. And like that's what's mad to me. It's like you can just be a natural animal in nature and you can eat a psychedelic. It's like that's like the mad thing to me. Is because like it's like literally rigged where like. And what I'm saying about the hieroglyphics is like they probably, in a way, like maybe they channeled this stuff from the DMT realm, you see? Like if they had access to mushrooms and stuff, like they could have actually been channeling this from the fucking fifth dimension, etc. Where it's like they almost like they tripped out on DMT and then they actually brought it back. Or conversely, like maybe it's because these images have, and symbols have been ingrained in my subconscious, that is why I saw them in the DMT realm. Or maybe it's a bit of both. But I know that, I've done so many psychedelics, so... And the reason I've done so many psychedelics is because I care about the truth. But yeah, even if they didn't have advanced technology and stuff, one of the main technologies they would have been messing with is everything they had access to, like it would have been such a different era. And nature is drenched in DMT. And the thing is, indigenous tribes, they have access and they know how, like they're brewing psychedelic recipes that they literally, like no one even understands how these tribal people somehow come to understand that a combination of these two plants would result in a psychedelic trip. And so there are still today indigenous uncontacted tribes on Earth that use psychedelics heavily. So like this stuff isn't even over. Like even though Babylon is trying to take over the world for artificial intelligence agenda AI, there are still uncontacted tribes rarely across the globe. Well, I call it the globe. I don't even know where it ends, if there's hidden continents or what's going on, or if it's just a dream and I'm just imagining all of this and it's just a hallucination that I'm buying into right now. But yeah, so it's clear to me that like these somewhat like underdeveloped, whatever you want to call them, they still have access to psychedelics. And I reckon a lot of this is channeled from the psychedelia, and you can see it in just like the way in their whole like demeanor. They are clearly God conscious in some ways, at least. And you can tell by the aesthetic, like it's literally like it screams psychedelia. It absolutely like that's what I was saying originally. Like I literally like I was looking at it and I was just going like this is the main thing that got me here, this one. And I was just like, no way. Like I literally feel like I'm telling you, like when I first blasted out my body on DMT and I got hit with this pyramid and punched in the face by a fucking pyramid in the middle of nowhere, I feel like I'm still there kind of a bit when I'm in front of this sort of stuff. Like it literally feels like I'm inside a DMT trip still. It actually kind of does. It's fucking weird. But yeah, anyway, there's that. Let's move on. Shall we go for an exploration together? I've had enough of this. They would like literally not have us have access to any of this if they had the opportunity. Likely, like Babylon, they'll be trying to remove half of this. They'll be thinking, fuck, what are we gonna do about those museums, man? Like, but then they have to like. That's what the propaganda and stuff's about. Like, I have like loads of like vaccinated people who I know, who are like gone through the education system and they are like brainwashed into materialism, scientific paradigm, and they just like they think it's like funny and cringe. They're like, oh, they used to worship sun gods. They were so stupid back then. Like now we're so advanced. Like it's literally science is the religion of the world now. Where it's like when I had all my colleagues gaslighting me to get injected with poison, they were like, science is how we understand the world, and they just completely buy into the material paradigm. Yes, like I was like questioning science, and they were telling me like, science is how we understand the world, and that's what everyone thinks. But like, oh god, I feel bad for people like that. But yeah, I was in here listening to like a Leo Gura lecture. I couldn't find the one I wanted. I didn't have it downloaded, and there's no signal in here. And it was the one I was listening to was guided exercise for realizing you are God, but the one I wanted was guided exercise for realizing infinite consciousness. Like, because I came in here originally, when I first walked in the door, I was on some Payday Monsanto vibe because I'm in Babylon Central right now. But like I know that there's definitely a lot of hidden metaphysical assumptions in Payday Monsanto's worldview and paradigm. There's trade-offs with each one. Same with Leo Gura. Leo Gura is definitely establishment Babylon. To an extent. I don't know if he knows it. But yeah, it's just infinite consciousness, you know? Yeah, that's literally what it is. But yeah, you can also sense the New World Order in here, definitely. This, like, the New World Order is so slick. Like, everything looks like the fucking iPhone fucking 20 these days. Like, it's like literally cybernetic worlds coming online, bro. We're literally about to witness AI warfare. I hope you fucking realise, bro. Don't you see the AI right now? This is literally AI. AI. That's too slick, bro. That's suspicious. You see what I mean? It's like back in the day, they had all that next level hieroglyphic psychedelic textures, but like now it's this. And like they've literally stripped the life out of everything, you see? What is this, bro? It's nothing. Where's the hieroglyphics gone? What are we doing today? Nothing. That's literally what's happening, bro. Like, you go to an airport, bro. Airports are like the most depressing place ever, I swear. And it's literally designed like that on purpose to disconnect you from that. Do you understand that? Mainstream society, it looks all like this, yeah? It's because they want you just to think that nothing, bro. Nothing. Where's the magic? Nothing. They don't want you to think there's no magic, bro. This fucking realm that we're in is magic, bro. And they've got all of it just fucking put in this one room now. But like, it's literally like something fishy here. Something fishy here. Can you smell it? We like strip everything down these days into like this like bottom lineism, rationality, materialism, advanced technology. But yeah, it's just an infinite labyrinth basically. But yeah, that was most of the rant. I'll film another video probably. I'll end this one here and I'll film another one. Just in case, but yeah. It's quite mad. Oh, this is like some god. Ganesha. I need to like study scripture more, to be honest. See, bro? Everything in here looks like stuff that Mr. Nature is trying to tell me about. It's like, look. See, look. How would they have like deity statues? Like, I'm telling you, if you haven't gone really deep into like the history of everything that I spoke about today, this is a missing link, a missing facet to your awakening, right? Your awakening is incomplete if you haven't studied and contemplated things of this nature. This stuff is way too radical to overlook. I don't care how much you've realized about what. It's like you need to look at the ancient civilizations and like the geometric architecture and like how it's all like literally lined up perfectly, like in astrology and stuff, with like the ley lines, or like the pyramids are like aligned with the stars and shit like that, and it's just like impossible geometry. And it's like there's no way that they could have built it. Like, the story that you're given by this culture is completely like untenable, basically, where it's like it doesn't add up. Like, the evidence does not add up with the story at all. There's like clearly like a huge cover up. Because like with the tools and the technology that they had at the time, it's like literally like impossible for them to have done it. And like, this is what I mean again, like, and then you look at stuff today and it looks like this. Everywhere you go it looks like this, and that's why I was on some Payday Monsanto vibe before I got in here, because when I'm in Babylon I listen to Payday Monsanto. Like, that brick shit there, you see, you got an old world Tartaria building over there ish, at least you got the little castle thing on the top, look. But then like this, like literally it's AI. It's literally AI. It's literally what it is, bro. It's literally codes. It's stripped down for extraction. It's like, it's not organic, bro. It's literally programs. Programs taking over the world, bro. And everyone you know is programmed. If you come in here and you've done like psychedelics or something, it will completely ring completely differently to you if you ain't. See, I recognise all this, man. Ain't that, I've seen Little Darky use that, like Brahmin. But yeah, if you're drinking hella fluoride, I don't think you're going to get it, to be fair. You might have to stay off the tap water in order to actually understand what you're looking at. But yeah, I couldn't imagine living in such a day and age and they have access to psychedelics like DMT or something. Like, that blows my mind that such a thing is even, because it's definitely possible. I know that my experience is possible because I'm experiencing it right now. Here we go. Now we got the New World Order plastic fucking coming at you. It's just fucking so stupid, man. Come on, man. Like, they've literally dumbed us down so hard, man. They have. It's literally mandated poverty, mandated stupidity, essentially. This is fucking weird. But yeah, it's just like, today is just so stupid, man. Like, the way that we treat the children as well. Like, we treat children as if they're so stupid when they have like some of the purest intuitions possible, man. And like the way that we raise children as well, like this, like we give them like these silly, stupid fucking cartoons, bro. It's literally making them stupid, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm just ranting because like, you know, it was only a little thing. I saw that shit on the table, but it's just, I hate it, man. Like the whole education system, and even like the preschools and the primary schools and that, where they like what we've done is we've literally like taken away the children's identity, because we treat children as if they are what we have been taught they are. We treat children as if they are like stupid and like playful, silly, just like shit like this. Yeah, and they are today, because you literally like throw them into a fucking playpen as soon as they're born. Like, you got like running around school. I don't know. It's just stupid, man. Like, children aren't even what we think they are at all. Like, we treat children as if like we trap them in our expectations of what they're supposed to be. Like, we expect them to be like, we expect them to fit the cultural idea of what this culture like sees the children as, and then we just like force them into that script. And don't get me wrong, it's valid, but it's like, it's cultural conditioning, literally. Yeah, stuff like this, you see, like, if you were to look at this stuff like on magic mushrooms or something, like I've literally seen like patterns of this, like, because it is 6. That's literally like the flower of life, sacred geometry. They got the 6 there, and I got the 6 around it. I've seen stuff like that literally coating the sky, just like when I'm on like mushrooms and that. So that's what I'm saying, is that I reckon these people had access to psychedelics, and you could say they weren't as advanced like technologically in some ways, but if they had access to certain of these plants and stuff, then it makes sense. Like, I reckon a lot of the architecture and the geometry is actually channeled from those kind of mind states. And you can tell. That's what I was saying, especially if you come in here while you're tripping, it would be so blatant. AI. Just doing that subtle thing where it's like, sometimes where it's like I've deprogrammed myself more and more over time, where it's like I'm less and less scared to be myself, because like culture, they program you to basically not be yourself. They program you to shut up, because basically everyone is so programmed that you end up being forced to appeal to programmed people for means of survival, where it's like everyone is so programmed and stuff. It's like, if you actually want to like be a part of this society, you have to like appeal to programmed people to an extent. And like there's like this cultural conditioning pressure where it's like to not step outside of like the default script, where you're supposed to basically get in line with how everyone expects you to be. It is literally cultural conditioning. It's like it's peer pressure. It's peer pressure with insecurity projection, where like what people deem as cringe is often a projection of insecurity, where, especially for means of survival, it's like, because you don't want to be cast out from your tribe. And if your tribe is indoctrinated, then it basically, like, if you don't want to be cast out, then you better, like, go along with the script, because that's what survival entails. Anyway, I'm just going around in circles at the minute. Like, I'm not even paying attention to stuff nearly as much as I was when I first got in here, because I've just been talking on this camera. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of this little bit. I don't know what I'm doing here. Just walking around in circles, to be honest. I'm fucking half asleep. Just fucking wake up. Should we go upstairs to the highest heights? Look out the window at Babylon? Let's do it. But yeah, it's all about energy, it's all about meditation, it's all about the present moment, it's all about understanding the earth, it's all about, look at that mood, that's what they had me doing for years and years, and that's exactly where they want you there, bro, and they want you breathing in dust, I'm telling you, they want you digging holes for 8 hours a day for some stupid, meaningless fucking garbage, yeah, and while getting gang stalked by all of your co-workers, telling you to get vaccines, and now everyone's offering you a fucking energy drink every fucking 2 seconds, bro. You're literally in a grid of concrete, bro, of this fucking cybernetic fucking motherboard that's coming online, bro. Look at this fucking mess, bro. This is, like, literally the fallen age, man. Yeah, I'm telling you. But yeah, that's where they want you see. They want you. The reason that you're there is not because you have to be there to earn money. You're there because that's exactly where they want you there, because that hijacks your vibration, it hijacks your frequency. And what these men are doing with the pyramids and that, and the meditation and the DMT and the psychedelics, is they're getting rid of all of these distractions, and they are just going into the center point, using the breath, building high vibrational structures at astrological center energy points on the earth. Things like that, they'll be connecting to the earth. They won't be wearing fucking plastic and stupid fucking, like, half of our clothes are literally made out of plastic and shit these days, and like that is like what's disconnecting you from what this connection that our ancestors had. And they'll build like high vibrational crystalline structures at energy centers of the earth, like, and that's what it is. Like, it's no coincidence where, like, the vast majority of these sacred sites are placed, as far as I'm aware. Look and research the ley lines. Google will tell you that the ley lines are imaginary, but that's Google. So who knows? And I'm not saying the ley lines exactly, but what I mean is, like, they have all of these magnificent structures have art, like, they have see, look, this is modern art. See? You see what they're doing? You see? What's happening? This is AI, bro. It's coming. What are they doing? It's literally the polar opposite, bro. It's like literally the polar opposite of DMT, bro. Everything's slick, everything flush. You literally feel like you're walking inside of an iPhone. That's how it feels. And you are the fucking circuit, bro. They use up your genetics, hijack your body electrics, stealing your light. You are literally working the motherboard for them. Where am I, bro? This is some garbage right now. Yeah, I don't know, I've gone right to the top. Oh, what's that? That's mad. What the fuck is that? Jesus. Even the letters, these, I don't know. Maybe not that, but like, you know what I mean? The hieroglyphics did look quite cool, but I don't know how practical that is, to be fair. I think this is the 1900s, to be fair. This is not really, it's weird, like, everything has a different aesthetic depending on the era. Like, you go fast forward 500 years and everything looks different, and then you do it again and it just like keeps doing that. You know, I don't even want to be in this bit, to be fair. Fuck this. But yeah, it's the wisdom is all based around frequency. It's all based around the center of the present moment and meditation. And stop running after the external world as if it's real. It's all about going within and unwiring the dream from the root of the fucking subconscious. Where it's like you have to realise that you're hallucinating everything from the center. And then you can go into the third eye and fucking unwire the whole fucking program that God divided itself from at the beginning of time. And basically, they don't want you to know that you're God. They don't want you to know that you're immortal. They want you to think that you're just a fucking speck of dust flying around. See? And that's exactly the story that this culture gives us. They tell us that we're just on a rock in the middle of space floating around, and we're just like some bacteria on a rock scatting out, as if you're not divine, as if you're not God, as if you're not literally like all powerful, and it's the law of attraction ain't real and things like that. If they can convince you that you're just a piece of matter on a fucking brick in the middle of nowhere and your life is meaningless and you're just a fluke, if they can convince you that you're a fluke, then they can convince you that you're not God. And when they convince you of that, they can take your power away, and that is why everyone's a slave, because no one knows who they are anymore, because everything's a lie. And that's how it goes. And these men were connected to the centre because they were meditating and they had the psychedelics. And now they made psychedelics illegal, and now no one knows what's going on. And that's how it goes. And no one can hear me because they're drinking too much tap water. And it's propaganda overload, so that it's literally hopeless. You can't talk to anybody because they're way too far down the propaganda indoctrination. Like, it's literally hopeless. But yeah, it's basically just called the third eye. Basically, open your third eye, and that's it. It's like an intuitive, intrinsic vision. But yeah, they'll tell you that there was a great fire. Look into Tartaria on Mind Unveiled and that. They want you to think that these were just some cavemen who were believing in God because they weren't educated and they didn't yet know about science. That's what it all is, see? They want you to think that these people were yet to discover science and that. And yeah, that's partly true, but they were beyond fucking science at this point, bro. They were literally in God realization. Like, science is a program. It's not even real. Do you get that? Like, it is real, but it's within the dream, and the dream is being projected from the center. So, like, you are dreaming science. You can dream anything you want from the center of the hallucination source. So if you hallucinate that science is real, or if you dream that science is real, then that's what you're going to get. But it's being held within the mind of God. See, and they use predictive programming, see, so they've got you believing in science, and that is exactly how they keep you trapped in the material prison, is because it's like the law of assumption and the law of attraction and that, or what's it called? Predictive programming, where it's like, yeah, if you can somehow be told, like, if you can be indoctrinated into a false identity, then they can take your power away because you actually don't know who you are. If you believe a fundamentally wrong assumption at the core of metaphysics, which is that it's a scientific material paradigm, then you ain't going to be able to leverage ideas that you've been indoctrinated to think are woo-woo and then people walking around in masks in here and shit, man. There's a lot of COVID people around here. You go through Oxford, everyone's still wearing a mask. It's a bit weird. But yeah, it's, you know, trust the science, get the injection and that, and yeah. No one has to tell me nothing because I know what it is anyway. It's like, literally, even these men who are earning a lot of money and that, and everyone's who's successful, and everyone's still eating the wrong food, and like, they literally mandate the wrong food so that they can't keep you on this vibration. They try and lock you down with this is kind of trippy. Got like some geezer led in here, but he's not actually here. Look. That's me. That's what I'm like, trust me. I can do that. Meet me in real life, I'll prove it, bro. You can only see me face on. I don't exist from the side. But yeah, stuff like this, man. Like, what age? When's this, apparently? I mean, I don't know why I expected it to be ingrained on there. Geometric perfection in intricacy. But I mean, half of it's probably been modified and faked anyway. Like, I know a lot of like the dinosaur bones and shit, I reckon are modified. I don't know. But yeah, what I mean is like the modern society, like we can fancy ourselves so advanced, the way that we do these days. But it's like, if we're so advanced, then why is everyone eating the wrong food? Why is everyone getting disease? And like, what about COVID and things like that? Like, we think we're so advanced, but it's like, that is literally a story, and they love to tell you that story. They love to program you to think that everything's normal, and you end up growing up, you think everything's normal, yeah, like, oh, I haven't really experienced that much trauma, like, my life is basically normal, the same as everyone else. It's like, yeah, and then you realise that like the entire fucking world has been hijacked by archons, and it's like nothing's normal at all. You've been completely disconnected from your identity. So like, people who don't think they're traumatized, I feel bad for them because they don't even realise. They haven't even like clocked yet. I just mean like, because like people tell me, like, I have a friend who works on a farm. His dad owns a farm, and when I woke up, he stopped messing with me, as most people do during a lot of awakenings. You see, the difference is the cybernetic grid. The Babylon is a grid, you see. It's literally like a motherboard they're making, and that is agenda AI, in contrast to the organic geometric DMT, like intuition, that a lot of this stems from. But yeah, it's just I don't even know what I'm saying, bro. I'll end this recording in a second. But yeah, you're programmed to think that like society is normal, basically, and it's like, oh, science is advancing, everything is normal and material, but like, it's literally a story that you're given. Like, when you realise, like, because even like the present moment, like if you're not like God conscious, or if you haven't woke up to God, like everything about reality is basically being told to you. It's like it's been handed down. It's like the present moment is explained away as material, physical atoms, material paradigm. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I was saying at the very beginning. Like how when you're born, if you were born in ancient times, on your ones, for the most part, like just in like a little tribe in a cave or up in the Amazon, the way that it's still going down today, if you look at the ayahuasca retreats, the mystery would be so much more prevalent. That looks like Teotihuacan actually, but upside down. Yeah, the mystery would be much more prevalent if you weren't indoctrinated with a story. Like, if they didn't explain reality to you with the mandated education system, then it would be much more of a mystery, where like, as soon as you get here, they tell you 14 billion years ago, the Big Bang. It's like, you're literally handed a story from day one. But then psychedelics and ego death and meditation and deconstruction and unwiring of all the programming, it's like, it can make you conscious that like all of your ideas of the origin of reality, it's basically been given to you by society. And it's kind of disconnected from the raw present moment of it. It's like everything has a label. Like, yeah, I remember like I almost like fell out with like, when I was first going through my awakenings, I would tell everyone around me, I'd be like, this is magic. And then my dad would be like, no, that's MDF. Like, he'd give me the label. That's what happened. I remember that very, very vividly. Like, me and my dad have fallen out now. And to be honest, I think my dad's indoctrinated, to be honest, because he's on the tap water and he's eating the garbage and that. He don't do the psychedelics and he don't do the breathwork, no. And he was calling me selfish for not getting the vaccine jab, and now he's blocked me and just telling me he's going to knock me out because He's just a matrix program. Still love him, but he's programmed, and I was programmed before I woke up. Because he was questioning things about the shape of the earth when I was really young, and I would laugh at him and say, "Oh, cringe, everyone knows the earth is round." But see, that was my gang stalking. I was gang stalked into gang stalking everybody else unconsciously. But then I woke up. But yeah, like me and my dad, I remember like we actually like. I would during my awakening, I would tell people that like I'd literally point at like some mundane bit of wood or something. I'd be like, "This is magic," and my dad would be like, "Nah, that's like a picture on some MDF," and he'd tell me the story and the labels that he'd been given by his peers with the peer pressure and the culture. You see, like. I see the fabric of reality is magic, like it's all consciousness, and like if I tell like people around me that like this is magic and that they'll dismiss me and tell me it's a label, it's a material, it is the label that we give it, is what you get from most of culture. So that they don't even let you experience the raw present moment because they explain it away. Like everything is explained straight away. Like, 14 billion years ago, the Big Bang, and that is the origin. But how do you not know that you're not just dreaming that within the mind of God? She looks happy. She's like stressing her at desk hard, bro. Oh no, I thought that was a computer screen. That was an assumption there. I was filling in the gaps because normally people don't look too happy when they're staring at that blue light. Anyway, I think... Where am I going? Oh, I don't want to go underground, to be fair. Fuck it, let's get out of here. Let's go to Babylon Central again. Babylon Central. I write my lyrics in hieroglyphics. That's why my monstrous content's quality. But yeah, it was kind of enjoyable, you know. I don't know how real a lot of this is, or how much of it has been edited, or what they're going to try and do with a lot of it. Somehow we seem to have forgotten about like psychedelics, so I wouldn't be surprised kind of if they attempted to get us to forget about things of this nature, but I won't speak that into existence. Anyway, you're immortal. They don't want you to know who you are because it's spiritual warfare, it's psychological warfare, propaganda overload, indoctrination, cha-ching. Even the actual building is in, like, I don't know how exactly to define, like, Tartaria versus, like, the old world versus the new world buildings. But, like, things like this, you see. Geometric Tartaria looking. It's all sacred symbolism as well. Freemasonry. Next level shit, man. But yeah. And now, I am dreaming that I'm not in there anymore, and that entire experience has disappeared into the emptiness of the void. Back into the AI motherboard I go. It seems they've researched and developed their contraption extensively. Now they understand just what's happening. They love to know nobody's got the wherewithal to stop them. Joining their brain-computer interface is not an option. Someone needs to put these morons on spot, son. Sending messages to your neurons with absent neuromodulation of the whole population. They got you gang-stalking each other now in moderation. The buses are part of the clockwork. See, it's all timing. It's all timed clockwork script. You see. Bus driver, wake up 5 days a week. Get on the bus at 6 a.m. Drive around the same thing every single day. So for 5 days a week, you're literally repeating a fucking. That's it. They've got it all on a loop. That is literally what the AI is. It's literally looping. It's codes. People in the same place every day doing the same thing. Dropping the same thing. you'd have to know what I know, but patterns repeat, and they got people driving back and forth to work every single day, the same fucking It's a pattern repeating. You see, it's not organic, it's synthetic, it's a cybernetic, scripted, coded reality where you are handed a script and expected to move along with it. And it's like literally the holon of the AI is taking on like its own fucking, like humanity is like reaching this fucking singularity. And that is like literally what all of this is. It's like, yeah, it's like the AI singularity, but like it's like triumphing all of the organic, where like everything is becoming like that slick look where it feels like you're inside of a fucking iPhone and shit. All of the modern schools going up, they all look proper slick. You know that like modern look that's just boring as fuck? Like they think it looks so fucking modern, this like proper simplistic, where it's like, even with all the logos and that, they keep doing it to it. It's like they keep on stripping everything down until everything's like boring. Like, you see, they've done it with like all of the logos, were like logos that used to have diversity and nuance in their art style. They now all look the fucking same, basically, where they all look very simplified. Everything is getting this very simplified look. And that is exactly what the AI does. The AI is a simplification, like stripping down, extraction, AI grid, basically. Oh yeah, not to mention like the LGBT stuff everywhere. Yo, I'm pretty... Two boys kissing, you gotta fucking like... There's loads of like, literally like mandated like LGBT shit here, where you got like the LGBT zebra crossing. You have like a church up here, and like, I swear down, I'll show you, I don't know if it's a church. They've got a church or something, and they've changed the flag at the top of the church to a fucking LGBT pride flag, while everyone's on the fucking Kool-Aid with the fluoride. Getting gang stalked by the LGBT crew. Well, you got Monday I'm out here homeless on the street and that, so capitalism. Yeah, like up there you got that flag of Britain. There's one of them like on top of a church down here, but it's literally LGBT. Yeah, fuck knows. Anyway, there you go. That's the Matrix. So, wake the fuck up, because nothing's gonna change, because the Maharishi effect, and everyone's watching a TV and they're all doing the Maharishi effect, which is manifesting. If they can indoctrinate the population into believing a false metaphysics, then the population will manifest that false metaphysics, because everyone is operating under unquestioned assumptions. So the collective consciousness is manifesting through the Maharishi effect that was introduced to me by Chiron Morel, who has music with Mr. Traumatic. We are like, the collective mind is perpetuating it. Like, you are literally an ultimate god authority in the center of the universe, and anything that opposes you is like on an energetic level in the present moment. You can feel direct opposition. So what's keeping you imprisoned? Contemplate on absolute freedom, and then contrast that with your direct experience, if any, and ask, where is the prison stemming from? Anyway, that's enough chatting. I'll see you later. Love you. Bye bye. It's #OXSN. Bless.